Hi everyone, welcome back to my Animal Crossing New Horizons series, part 52. Last episode we went ahead and decorated couple different parts on my island. This episode will go ahead and make more decoration, but before that I do have to discuss about quite a few things. First thing, there has been a lot of days in between the last episode and this one. I think around 1 week break in between the recording. So I've definitely did quite a lot of things in the offline. Mainly, I did go ahead and collect a lot of items, as well as invited a new villager to my island. You might have seen that Bones is now on my island, which is a villager I was able to find through campsite. Unfortunately, I wasn't really able to record inviting him to my island, but he is on my island now, so I'm super excited to go ahead and visit his house. Bones is one of my favorite dog villagers, so I'm pretty excited to have him here. If you're wondering which villager actually left in place for Bones to come in, it was actually Monty. I was actually going for either Monty or Ken to kind of leave the island because I really like the other villagers. Thankfully, I was able to have him give a dialogue to kind of send Monty away. To be honest, I really like Monty's house, but I didn't really get a chance to kind of talk to him too much, so I was really fine kind of sending him away. As for Bones, his house is right here on top of this hill. I think I do have to make some changes on the log stairs right there, which is quite close to that bridge. Maybe I'll go ahead and relocate it to a different place. But for now, here we are. As you can see, I really like Bones' house as well. His wallpaper is actually made of bookcase, which is really cool. And I really like the flooring as well. I'm excited to see his house at some point. If we do time travel in this episode, I'll go ahead and come back to his house to just see the furniture itself. Either way, here is Bones. I really am excited to have him on my island. I cannot tell that enough. Anyway, as far as decorating the island goes, I don't think I did any decoration. I was more focused on getting new DIY recipes as well as new items. But here is my current island. Anyway, you see the brown patches is where I have decorated till now. And here are all of my residences currently. I guess I have to say all of them are really cool and I definitely want to have them. Maybe, just maybe, I might let Ken go. As for the items, here are all the new DIY recipes I was able to find. I must say most of these are recipes that I definitely want to craft on my island. Especially this doghouse. I'm actually planning to keep that right next to Bones' house. I think that is pretty funny, but definitely all of these recipes are pretty cool. Now, I do know that a couple of these recipes are a bit difficult for me to craft since they do need specific items. I think one of them would be this pine bonsai tree, which actually needs pine cone. Unfortunately, it's not the season for it, so I won't be able to craft it. If you're wondering how I was able to find all of these, I just went ahead and time traveled each day picking up the DIY recipes. I also tried going to different islands to see if I could find DIY recipes over there. So that's how I was able to get all of these. Anyway, I guess we could actually use up all the items in my pocket for now and then go on to craft the others. Before we move on decorating the island, here is what I did offline. First one is this tree as well as the decoration here. I went ahead and placed the bamboo basket as well as the mini cactus set and just decorated the path. Other than that, the other two trees which I did plant at the end, both of them grew up. As for the other decoration, I did get this item. I'm not really sure how to actually pronounce it, so I'm not going to try it out. But here it is, as well as this back path right here. This is going to go to a secret area where I can just lounge and just enjoy the ocean at night. I think this one looks super cool, but as for this huge tree right here, I'm not planning to place it over there. I might make some changes, but for now, this is how this back path is going to look. Now here's something I was pretty surprised by. It's actually Wilbur as well as Freya over here. I've never seen two villagers sitting here when I did go ahead and get my coffee. So this is the first time all the three seats are filled. Hopefully I do get other villagers or other characters come up and get their coffee as well. Well, finally I have gone ahead and rearranged all the furnitures in my house. So here is a tour of it. As you can see, I did actually decide to move a couple of items and remove some of them, but here is my main entrance room. Initially I did mention that I wanted to have the house with the crown wallpaper, but at the end I only found 4 of them, so I had to go ahead and make some changes. I also made sure that I have easy access to this back room right here as well, and have a separate space for changing my outfit as well as my look. The back room is actually filled with Bunny Day items. If you did watch my Bunny Day video, I did actually get all of the Bunny Day items. So I have tried to actually fit all of them in this room. There are definitely quite a lot of them, but I think it looks pretty colorful. Let me just go ahead and adjust this one, and there we go. So this is my back room. The main reason for this is because I always wanted to have a Bunny Day room in my house, but I wasn't really sure which room would actually fit it more. In this case, I think the back room does definitely work a lot. The side room is kind of like a guest room. It just has a common bed, a fireplace, and couple other items that would actually look good if you're having an extra player come in. So here we have this. I think this is the most random sorted out items in this room. I mean, the other rooms do have their own themes, but this one I just went with random themed items. By the way, I did add Rover's suitcase in the back over there, which I think will fit very well with the fireplace itself. There we go, that's on that room. We have 3 more rooms left to check out. This actually took me around an hour to go ahead and set out all of these items. So definitely I had to remove all the items everywhere and check out my storage and place them back. Here is the bathroom. This one though is not yet complete, just because of the fact that I don't really have too many of these items. Just a couple of bathtubs and a bathroom stall. That's all I have over here for now. Definitely the main item of this room would be the Whirlpool bathtub that's there in the center. That's one of my favorite items, and I was super happy to actually get it in this game and go ahead and place it over there. Next up, I think we can actually go upstairs. Now upstairs is the main bedroom. At least that's what the items that I've set it over there. I also have the gaming setup and a bookshelf, which is super cool. Here are the other items I have. I've also gone ahead and placed all the trophies or other items that we do get on this game in this room itself, since it is my main room. If you ask me, I think this is my favorite room in this house, but check out the basement and let me know in the comment section which room design did you really like in this one. I also went with the crown wall on this since it definitely did suit this room. But that's all on this one. Let's make our way to the basement to see how it looks over there. I had a lot of kitchen items, so I decided to go ahead and keep the kitchen in the basement. This might look like a odd choice, but I felt that with so many items, the only place I could actually fit all of them would be here. So this is my kitchen and dining area. I also have this massive chandelier on the rooftop over here as well, and I think this looks good. Just like the main room where the theme was brown color, here I kept the theme as red color, and I think it is working so well. Definitely all of these items I did actually customize to kind of make sure that they are in the color I need before I actually went ahead and placed them. So that's all on the house tour. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Once again, please do let me know in the comment section which room design that you really liked, and if you have done it a bit different in your house as well. I would definitely be interested in it. The next thing I did was go ahead and place both of my art right here in the front of the beach. I had one of them customized so they do look different from each other. Just have to actually find it before I can actually place it. I also went ahead and bought out some other items which I was able to craft offline. So here we have it. The left one was the one I customized to brown color, and the right one is what I was able to actually buy. If you're wondering where you can actually buy this, it's through Nook Stop. Various days you'll be able to actually find random items in Nook Shopping, and today I was able to actually find this one. Initially I wanted to have them both at the side, but I figured that I should probably have them much closer to the ocean. So that's what I did right here. The next thing I did was make my way to Able Sisters. As you can see, I did do a minimal design of this area offline. Just went ahead and did the design mostly for backside of Able Sisters, but I did go ahead and plant some trees. I think I'll go ahead and decorate on this area in this episode. But of course, before we do that, let me quickly go ahead and check out Nook's Cranny, since that is the only thing left. So let me quickly check the furnitures out, see if there's anything that I can actually use in this episode. If so, I'll go ahead and buy it. If not, I think we can go back. Seems like we do have one item, which is the item in between. So I'll go ahead and quickly buy this one. To be honest, I'm not really sure where I would actually use this item, but it looks super cool, so I definitely want to buy it. Apparently it's a tool cart, not bad. I guess now that we have this, I'll go around the island and place a couple of items that I wanted to initially place. The first one is this pirate barrel. I think this will look good right next to the ocean itself. I'm also planning to buy a second lighthouse and place it in this side of the island. One is actually placed in the right side. Right here I'm trying to place this carp banner. I think this will look good right next to the ocean as well. I'm also planning to go ahead and plant a bit more of these coconut trees. I remember kind of removing them when I moved my village's house to the beach, but I think that now's the time for me to go back and plant those trees. The next thing I did was make my way back to Able Sisters. I'm gonna go ahead and finally start decorating this part. Initially, I did plant a couple of trees. As you can see, most of them have actually grown up. So I do know confidently that they will fully grow. But the one that was right here, next to the border of the cliff, actually didn't grow. So I didn't really want to keep it right there. Thankfully, I do have this loom, which is an item I got from one of my villages. I actually went ahead and customized it with a pattern that I got from Sable. As you can see, it suits so well with this environment. I mean, after all, we are right next to the Able Sisters. Anyway, let me start, I guess, putting up a path. I definitely want to keep the pine tree somewhere. Although I'm not really sure if it's a good item to keep right here in front of the shop. For today, I'll go ahead and complete the path, keep the pine tree back. In case if it doesn't look good, I'll go ahead and exchange it for another item. We do have a fountain down below. I could probably try using it. As for the pathway, I did go with I think this is the third pathway that I downloaded. As I mentioned before, I have used the green colored pathway quite a lot. I mean, you can actually see it in the left corner of the screen where I do have it applied right in front of the shop. So I definitely want to use another one here. I'm also trying to see if I'm able to make different designs for the path itself. And that's what I am applying right here. As for the checkered fence that is actually in front of the waterfalls, I plan to actually remove it. Initially I thought it looks good, but it doesn't really look that good. So I do have to remove it and probably plant a couple of trees in its place. Definitely, my other goal for this path is to kind of have it hidden. I don't want it completely hidden to the point where you can't really see an object if I keep it in the center, but hidden enough to kind of hide at least the first part of this path. But let's see if that will actually work. Anyway, let me continue adding more of this path. Now I really wish that I had a darker color path, because the two paths that I have selected, the second one and the third one, is actually around the same color. They both are lighter paths. I was going for a darker brown one, but unfortunately I wasn't able to find any. Maybe if I did a bit more research, I might have found one, because I remember having a path that was dark brown which I used in my previous islands. Unfortunately I wasn't able to find it, so that's the reason why I don't have a darker path. I'll still go ahead and try to find one. In the future, if I do find a darker brown path, I'll come back and try to actually change these paths up for a couple of areas. Maybe we could have a darker path right here in front of Able Sisters, and a couple of darker paths right next to the campsite, as well as a couple of villager houses. Anyway, here it seems like we have the path completed, so that's good. Now right here, once I do have the path, you can see that there are two spaces which is kind of bland. I was wondering why it was that way, but that might be because of the curve of the cliff itself. Either way, let me look around the path once more to make sure that I don't have anything else. And there we go, that is the pine tree. Although I do have to say, it is cutting off this path, which is not something I want. Right here I was just trying to make it work. I mean, I tried moving it left, right, and it still is not. I think this might not be a good idea. I'll go ahead and remove this pine tree from here and see if I can actually use another item. By the way, I did forget to mention, I did find a pine tree finally in Nookstop. I mean, I was trying to find it for like 30 to 40 days and I was not able to find it. But of course, finally, when I was trying to get more DIY objects, I did check out my Nookstop and was able to order a pine tree. Anyway, right here I decided to go ahead and move on to the next day, just to make sure that these trees are grown up a bit before I do decorate around them. Now here we are on a brand new day. Let's see what Isabel has to say. Hopefully she has some news. Seems like we have Flick on the island. I don't think that's a news I wanted to hear, but alright. This also reminds me, I completely forgot about another topic, and that is my house. If you don't know, last episode I went ahead and customized my house. I had a house with darker wood, but I just wanted to change the colors. So I did go with a newer color right here, and I think this one actually is so much better for this environment that I'm having right now. And apparently it is raining now, which is, I guess it's true. I mean, after all, it is rainy season, so I should be expecting it. Anyway, let me look around a bit before we go back to our Able Sisters. Alright. I must say still, this island does always look good when it's raining. So I think this is one of my favorite seasons now. I used to like snowy season a lot, but I think my island looks way better right now than it was before. I'm also pretty interested to see how it will look in the other seasons. As usual, I did come here to check out the Nook's Cranny, and we do have an item that I really need. I guess I can actually go ahead and buy it when I have enough bells in my pocket. Unfortunately, right now I do not. Thankfully, I do have enough bells saved up, so I was able to buy this item. This is one of the antique items and I'm actually trying to collect it. I think this will go very well in the main bedroom that I have upstairs. Alright, now that we have that completed, let me go ahead and go back to Able Sisters. I'm also planning to go ahead and use this park fountain, and I guess I did actually say I don't want to use pine tree over there. Probably will try using this park fountain to see if that will actually look good. here we are. Some of my trees have grown. Not the front two, but I guess those were actually planted yesterday, so I don't think it will actually grow as soon. There we go. I feel like this one is so much better. Maybe I do have to make some changes on this path itself, but other than that, I think I'll be able to fit this park fountain right here. Let me quickly go ahead and have this ready. Definitely do want to go ahead and see how that will look if I reduce the path itself. Here is the path I used, and I definitely have to do this. So that will actually make it much easier, and just clear this too up. Now that we have that cleared, I can go ahead and finally push this to keep the park fountain right here. There we go, that is a perfect spot for it. As for the pine tree, I'll go ahead and keep it down where the park fountain was. I'll also go ahead and plant a cedar tree there. I think that will work out. If it does cover up the park fountain, I'll go ahead and remove it. But for now, I think we can work with this one. As for the pine tree, I definitely want to add it right here. There we go. Since we do have the pine tree here, I do not think that mushroom will work out. I might have to remove it from here and maybe place it somewhere else. Not really sure, but I'll try to make it work out. Anyway, that's all over there. Decided to come back here. This is the end of the island and try to kind of complete this path. If you might know, this is my secret place to kind of go ahead and hang out right next to the ocean in a lounging chair. I really think it looks good, especially with the path coming up right here. I definitely want to make sure that there are 3 different paths that are connecting to this tree. We have a path that's coming back from resident services, a path that's going to the ocean, and another path that is coming from the village's house in the left side. I think we have a path in the right side as well, which goes to the museum. So definitely this is kind of like the main point of the island, even though it is at the back of the island. Probably I'll be coming here a lot, so I definitely want this path to look really good. As far as decorating my island goes, couple of these cliffs actually have their decorating design ready. I just have to go ahead and create them in a video. But lately I feel like I have been overusing all of these parts, so maybe I do have to look back and see if I can find anything new. I'm also trying to use less of the shrubs and more of flowers and starters like tomato or carrot. I feel like I should use them more. Right here, I'm definitely trying to find a smaller item which I could place. Went ahead with this plant right here. There we go, that should look good. Maybe I'll be able to place another one behind. I did place this, but I realized that I have a similar item above the cliff, so I couldn't really use it. Maybe I'll be able to use another item. At this point, as you can see, I am running out of most of these items. I definitely have to go back and try to craft all of those newer DIY recipes which I did get. Some of those DIY recipes are going to be very helpful, and I definitely am excited to kind of use them. I also like this covered wagon. Never had this item in my previous islands, so I was super excited when I found this out. I guess I am kind of overusing it because it's the third one on my island, but I really like it. I have also gone ahead and kept it in different colors so that it looks like a total different item. As far as this side of the island goes, there we go. Just need to add a shrub here so that it prevents me from jumping around. Maybe I'll be able to use a smaller item. That should be good. Alright. I'm not too worried about the path around here, just because that, like I said, it's gonna be like an intersection, and I definitely want different paths kind of coming here and combining. but let's see if we can actually make it work out. I also want to have a stony path that's kind of going to the vine that's on the cliff right there. Let me see if I can actually make it look good right here. Sometimes when I am using my path, I feel like I'm using too much of it, at which point I do start planting some shrubs and flowers. I guess I'll go ahead and try to do that here as well. There we go, that is on the stone path. I definitely want to I guess have some flowers around it. I'm also thinking about how I can actually fit this item, this tree that we have there, without making it look like it's just blocking out this whole path. Maybe I'll be able to use a better item than this tree, but let's see how that goes. There we go, that should look good. Anyway, that's all I had for today. As far as the Able Sisters go, I know the decoration is not yet complete in front of it. I'm just gonna wait for the trees to completely grow and see what kind of item I can use. Anyway, that's all I had for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description. And I'll see you guys in the next one.